start the recording process. Okay, well, I want to welcome everybody to my show tonight. My name is Larry James. My company is Speak with Larry. And tonight we have a young lady who's a motivational speaker. And she does other things, but I'm going to let her tell some of the things that she do because I believe that we kind of know ourselves better than anyone else. So I'd like to introduce you to Steffanie. Steffanie, welcome to the Speak with Larry interview.
Thank you. I'm actually Studio Steffanie, your wealth and wellness coach.
Oh, Studio Steffanie. Okay, so
That's
there we
right.
go. Okay, and what's your website, Steffanie?
StudioSteffanie.com, and that's spelled StudiosTeffanie, StudioSteffanie.com.
Fantastic. Do you have a YouTube channel?
Everything is Studio Steffanie.
Outstanding, outstanding. Okay, well, I want to get started by asking you, how long have you actually been in the business, Steffanie?
I would say since 2010, so 10 years.
Great, great. Okay, that's a milestone then. I
Yes, it
started
is.
2010 as well with my system.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you, thank you. So what would you say has been the process so far as the stick-to-itiveness that's necessary for you? How have you made it through that? Because I know on my journey, there's a lot of times where, you know, I never wanted to turn back, but I did want it to get clearer, quicker. You know what I mean? So how has that worked for you so far?
Well, so far it's all about consistency, staying consistent and just staying in there. You know, it comes to you. Your calling comes to you. No
Mm-hmm.
matter how you slice it, no matter how you try to get off the beaten path, it comes back to you, and you
Got it.
just can't deny it.
Got it. Let me ask you this question. I was sharing this with someone the other day, and they couldn't really understand it, or maybe I didn't explain it well. I like to consider myself as someone who explains things, you know, fairly clear. But for some reason, they didn't get it. And what I was saying was that once you're able to identify what your passion is in life, then the money doesn't really matter because the money will come. But you have to be thankful once you identify that passion, because that puts you in another place throughout the rest of your life, you know, if you're actually pursuing that passion. Would you agree?
Oh, definitely. You definitely want to find what your calling is. That way you're not working for a living. You're just enjoying this journey through life. And like you mentioned, the money, that's just a side benefit of this journey.
Right, absolutely. Because we can take none of that with us, right?
That's right.
It's only on this planet that we can enjoy that. I was talking to a guy the other day, and I'm not a real religious person, but I'm real spiritual, right? And I was
Yes,
trying to explain to him that, you know, as we go through this thing called life, we're actually spiritual beings having a human experience.
exactly.
And when you think about it, I gave him this scenario. Let's say you and I, just like you and I are having this conversation, and we're in the spirit. There's no physical. I can't see you. You can't see me, right?
Right.
And I say to you, Steffanie, uh, in 2 days, I'm going to have to go to this thing called the human experience. And you say, what? What is that? And I say, I don't know. And you say, how long are you going to be there? And I say, oh, probably about 60 or 70 years, right? And you say, are you coming back? And I say, oh, yeah, I'm definitely coming back. And that coming back is called death, right? And that
Right.
coming into the human experience is called birth. So when you look at that time doing that process right there, we want to leave a mark while we're here. I do. I want to leave what's called a legacy. And I'm pretty sure you do too, right?
Oh, definitely. We are definitely here for a reason. It was not just to be born, go to work, and retire
Absolutely.
and die. We are
Absolutely.
definitely here for a reason. And this body is just a vehicle for us to function on this planet.
Absolutely. And can you imagine how many people actually never understand their purpose, will never get to experience their purpose? I believe
That's
that they
why,
do. I believe that they do sometimes, though. I believe, you know, it faces them at some point, but whether or not they accept it and, you know, decide to go that direction is kind of a different story, because a lot of times they're afraid of it, you know,
yeah,
because like you're a speaker, right?
that's correct.
So
I'm a certified life coach. I'm a master trainer, yoga instructor, author, and speaker.
were you because I'm a speaker as well, and a lot of people that I'm associated with, they, like myself, had a fear of speaking initially. Did you?
No, actually, I don't have a fear of speaking, but I am an introvert.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. So you know what they say about introverts versus extroverts is that introverts, they recharge when they by themselves.
Oh, definitely.
Extroverts, they recharge in a group. You know,
Oh, definitely. I love myself, so I love the company that I keep.
got you, got you, got you. I do too. I feel the same way. I'm an introvert as well, but I'm actually I want to say kind of like straddling the fence on it because I kind of enjoy being around the right people,
Right.
not just
There you go.
anybody. You know.
Yes, that's it.
So one of the things I like to do is I have a like when I get a chance to speak with people that don't have their own system or their own business. I did some research and I came up with like I did research on 800 questions and came up with like 100 that I'll throw out, just random non-invasive questions.
Okay,
And I want to throw a couple of those out at you if you don't mind. Would that be okay?
let's go for it.
Okay. The first question I want to ask you is, what was your first subject in school?
My first,
What was your favorite subject in school?
my favorite subject in school, I would have to say was math, actually.
Oh yeah, so you're pretty good at that today.
I'm kind of rusty now because, when you snooze, you lose, but
Right.
that was my favorite subject because of my teacher at the time.
Outstanding, outstanding. Okay, the next one. What did you want to be when you grew up?
I wanted to be a teacher.
Okay, okay. So you're doing something in line with that.
Yes, exactly.
Great, great. What do you think about the advent of the internet and what
Oh,
we do?
I can't imagine life without it.
Isn't it great? I love
Yeah.
it. You can do everything from home if you want to, you know.
Yes, I remember the day where we used to have to carry those big encyclopedias around.
Or
And
go
I
to
mean,
those or
everything.
go to those long meetings, you know,
Oh, man.
seminars and whatnot, just to kind of get a feel of what's going on. You know, that kind of stuff right there can really be eliminated because of webinars and teleseminars and things like that now, or
Exactly.
the Zoom video conferencing session.
That's
The
right.
next question is, do you hold grudges?
No, I don't have time to have space in my brain for negativity.
Great, great. Okay, me either. I don't think that that's a good thing. I believe we actually deal with things again from the spirit. So
Yes.
holding a grudge bothers your spirit because it's not good for it.
I agree.
That question number 4. Do you believe in aliens?
I don't believe in aliens, but I do know that we're all aspects of God.
Okay.
But I don't think that there's aliens like we see in the movies. I don't believe in that.
Uh-huh. So you believe that we're the only life form on the planet?
No, not at all. But I don't think that there's a big head that's green,
Hmm.
with the fingers. I don't see that. But
Got
I know that there's more in the unseen than the seen. But I just
absolutely,
don't envision it the way it is seen in the science fiction movies.
absolutely. Question number 5. Do you prefer dogs, cats, or neither?
Dogs.
Dogs. Okay.
Yeah.
Were you raised in Atlanta?
No, I'm from Chicago.
Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. So you been in Atlanta for a minute, or just
Yeah,
like?
I've been here since the Olympics, '96.
Wow, wow. So you're almost an Atlantean. What is it? I don't
Almost.
know what they call it, Atlanta person. Okay. And another question is, if you could change anything about yourself, what would it be?
Mm, I think I would be more outgoing, but I do like my private time. But a lot of people like to have me around them, and I, you know, I would do that if I could change. But I enjoy my me time. I'm
Great, great.
selfish.
What was your favorite? I mean, what was your least favorite subject in school?
My least favorite subject, I guess I would have to say history, because
History.
it was just too much of the his story and not true history.
I know, I know. When I was going to school, I don't know how old you are. I won't ask that. But when I was going to school, um, it was like there were no black people around back then. I was like, man,
You know?
it's not, I don't see any of us. So it was kind of like a disconnect for me too, because, and I like history. History is actually one of my favorite subjects, but
Mm.
I didn't see anybody that looked like me. So I was like, I don't want to study all of them. And then come to find out that the majority of what they were teaching or telling wasn't true. you know.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
I was like,
I'm actually in my 50s, and so um, it seems as though um, growing up, the history was started about us as slaves,
mm-hmm,
and all they talked about was Martin Luther King and maybe Rosa Parks.
mm-hmm,
That was it. I mean, of course, they are great people. They were great people, but it's so much more to us, like Marcus Garvey, and
mm-hmm.
there's just so much more to us, the original people. But they
Absolutely.
just did not care to enrich us with that information.
Right. But not only did they not care to enrich us, they kept it from us. You know, they actually kept it from us. Wouldn't
On
let us
purpose,
read it.
yeah.
And then that, you know, when you think, I was asking somebody this the other day, when you think about our ancestors, what they went through as slaves, would you consider that mental illness?
Man,
I
that was
think
just
so.
horrible. That was barbaric. I mean,
Absolutely.
it was just, yeah. I mean, we are some phenomenal people. If we only truly knew what we are, we would be outstanding. But that's okay. We're coming around. I have
I
faith in
believe
it.
that too. I believe that too. Because of things like this,
Yes,
where information is getting out on a larger scale, and you
yes.
can kind of check things, you know, to find out a different source. And I don't know if you're familiar with Boyce Watkins or
Oh, yes. Hmm.
Tariq Nasheed or people
Yes,
like that, you know, I follow some people like that because their platforms are really powerful, you know,
definitely.
in what I believe in, because I believe that uh, we were kept in the dark for a reason, you know, because they knew something we didn't know about ourselves. And
Exactly.
now that we're starting to find out about it, they're having to, because from a statistical perspective, uh, the white generation are like 70, 80, and 90 years old. So they're going to be, the perspective is going to be changing within the next 30 years, right? Because
Oh,
their
yes.
kids and grandkids are procreating with different, you know, different cultures.
Oh,
So
yes.
it's not going to be any all white anymore. But
No,
that's
their
what
genes are recessive. Yes.
I feel like that's what they're doing right now, to do everything they can to hold on to that. But
Oh,
it's not
definitely.
possible. But it's not possible because it's not what's the way things are supposed to happen, you know. But there, I would be afraid if I were them too, you know, because hey, karma and you know things that
Yes.
come around, all that good stuff.
Yes.
You know, if you can deal with it, deal with it. But it's gonna be, you know, just like you dished it out, it's gonna come back that way. Okay, another question I have for you is, on a scale from 1 to 10, how funny are you?
I think I'm an 8.
A 8?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I like that. Which of the five senses would you say is your strongest?
Hmm. That's a good one. I would say touch.
Oh yeah?
Yes.
Because I believe that do you ever, when you hug someone, do you get an energy that's transferred? And
Yes.
sometimes that energy is like, ooh, I don't want to hug that person, you know.
That's right. That's why I'm not so quick to hug everyone.
But hugs are great, right?
Oh yeah, they're
I love
definitely
hugs.
great with the right people.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But you know, you got to hug someone to know that that's not the right person. I think, you know, because I believe in giving people a, you know, a fair shot. But it's just a hug. Another question is, if you were famous, would you want a statue or a building named after you?
Oh, definitely a building.
A building? Okay.
Yes.
Let's see, another good question. If you could talk to one species of animal, which would it be?
Mm. I guess I would say let's go with dogs.
A dog?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Would you consider yourself a procrastinator?
No.
Have
I'm
you,
a go-getter.
you'll go get it? What
Oh,
sign are you?
definitely. Scorpio.
Scorpio. Okay, okay. I'm a Capricorn. I'm a go-getter too.
Okay.
Uh, when you cross paths with someone that you identify as a procrastinator, do you kind of like push them to the side and leave them over there where they are, or do you don't even bring them to your system? Do you? Or how do you deal with that? Because I think that procrastinators slow the process.
They definitely do, and I
Yeah.
just leave them in their corner.
Me too, because when you actually, because a lot of people I speak with, they actually say I'm a procrastinator, like I'm good at that, and I'm
Wow, they
thinking,
brag about it, huh?
yeah, I'm like, you know what that means, right? You eliminate it because I can't count on you, and when
Yeah,
you have to count on somebody, you need that somebody there, right?
yeah. At least they told you.
Yeah, I've been warned, right?
Right, exactly.
So a regular day for you, do you are you kind of like at your own pace, or does the system kind of guide you?
No, I am a true entrepreneur. I'm at my own pace.
Okay, isn't that beautiful?
Yes, it
That's a
is.
good thing, isn't it? That's a good thing. How long? And you say you've been doing that for about 10 years?
That's correct.
Which part would you say during that 10 years was the most difficult?
Whew. The most difficult was the most difficult part of being an entrepreneur. Is that
Of
what
your
you asked?
journey as an entrepreneur? Did you start
Sales.
out doing what you do, or did you start out doing something else? Like,
I would say sales because I don't like salesy people,
hmm,
and I don't like um, trying to convince people
got you,
things.
got you.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I
Or
just
depending on that, right? I like people to make their mind up themselves as to whether or not
that's
they
it.
want to. Have you written a book yet?
I'm sorry.
Have you written a book yet?
Oh yes, I have. This book is my first book right here. Image
Okay.
is everything. What does your image say about you? It's a self-help workbook for women to help them figure out where they are now and where they're trying to go.
And its image is everything.
That's correct. Image is everything. What does your image say about you? It's on Amazon, Kindle.
Okay.
It's on We Buy Black. It's on eBay, Etsy, uh, everywhere.
Great, great. So, what advice would you give someone who was interested in getting in the same business that you're in, that's
If they're,
totally new to it?
if they're interested in becoming
Life
a
coach.
life coach,
Uh-huh.
okay, I would ask them to seriously consider why they want to do it. They have to have the desire to want to help people first before making money on top of money. That
Okay.
needs to be the true desire that you truly want to help people prosper.
Gotcha, gotcha. That makes sense too, because a lot of times one of the things that I believe is necessary, absolutely necessary, is you're able to understand who you are. You have to understand what you bring, because
That's right.
like I say, I believe that. Well, I know these things to be a fact. But we're all just energy. So my energy, the energy that I bring, you can't bring it. So if I
That's
don't
right.
show up, you don't get Larry James. You get somebody else. But if you want Larry James, I have to be there. So I have to be comfortable being there so that I can give you the best Larry James that I can. And then after that, you process it any way you like, right?
That's
But
right.
I believe that if you have a plan like a ABC or a 1, 2, 3 process that you just go in with, especially initially when you're not really familiar with the process, if you can get through that 1, 2, 3 or that ABC, you'll be all right, because it's a process of learning, right? You're going to make mistakes the first time. You're not going to be real good the first time. Probably the first 10 or 20 times, you're not going to be real good. But if you don't stop, what happens? You get better,
Yeah, that's right. You
right? And
get
that's
better.
how you get better.
That's
But you
right.
have to be okay with yourself not doing well.
They say the first when you become a speaker, your first 100 speeches are practice.
Oh, I can believe that. I can believe that. I had such a anxiety about speaking when I began that I started doing videos, and I got really comfortable with videos. Really, I love doing videos.
That's
Now I've
good.
got almost 900 videos on YouTube. Right?
Wow.
So, and my goal is to have like thousands on there, because I just love doing them, because I believe that when I do leave this planet, I have children, grandchildren, and great grandchildren that will be able to, access that information and say, hey, that was my grandfather. I like, they can see how I move, what I thought. Those type of things mean something to me,
Right.
and
Legacy building.
huh?
Legacy building.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's something that I believe that we all have total control over,
That's
what we
right.
want to leave like that, because prior to it, it was just like snapshots. Like with my mother, they were growing up. It was just like we didn't grow up with video cameras or camcorders or anything like that, but we had cameras, right? So
That's
all
right.
we had were pictures. But now through technology, everything is just like at the tip of your fingers. But
That's right.
most of my clients that I have are what you call baby boomers, right? People that are like in your generation and my generation. And a lot of them have like a disconnect with the computer. Have you found that to be the case?
Yes, I did.
So you can imagine when you're trying to introduce something new to somebody, and they not only have to learn the newness of that, but they got to learn the nuances of the computer, which is not a lot, but it's
No,
just they're uncomfortable with it, right?
because it's something different.
You think that's what it is?
I think so. Yeah.
Because children like 30 or 20, they just automatically pick it up, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
And they're good at it. They're good
I
at it. I'm like, I can learn from them. But I believe that one of the things that kind of slows me down, not that I'm, not at the pace that I want to go, but is the computer. I'm real good at it, but there's a lot that you can do, that makes your journey a lot quicker, a lot smoother. Like I was doing creating a YouTube live video yesterday. On Wednesdays is when I do my YouTube live. And as I was doing it, I was learning something about the actual platform that I didn't know. And I'm thinking, wow, what else is available on this thing, But I don't want to mess up anything, right? So I just have to, learn it a little bit at a time. But I love the process because it puts us, people who are doing it, so much farther ahead than the people who are not, right?
That's true.
Yeah, and then that's what makes us leaders, because people want to follow us.
That's right.
Once you have a coaching client, are they there for like 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, or how does that work?
It's all optional. It depends on what they're seeking and what I'm able to help them with.
Okay, outstanding. But like I'm an author also, and one of the books I've written was a 90-day workbook. I believe that 90 days is a good process for a person to identify what they want to do
That's right.
and put some work into it, right?
That's right.
And another thing that book teaches you is how to tell your story, because you have to be able to tell your story, right? Because it's you, and you have to be able to express uh, how passionate or how interested you are in what you're trying to get us interested in, right?
That's right. That's right. Because if you aren't interested, how could you expect someone else to be interested?
Absolutely. And at the end of the day, you when you walk through that process and you've gone through an experience where you come out of that comfort zone and into that learning zone, uh, it has a tendency to either make you want to do more or retreat, right?
That's true.
So how do you stay out of that comfort zone? Do you constantly evolve into growth?
Oh, definitely. I always am looking forward to learning something new every day if possible.
Okay, good. That's outstanding. I'm gonna ask you a couple more questions, then we're gonna end this interview. Is that okay with you?
That's fine.
Okay. Another question is, do you think people really get any wiser as they get older?
Oh yeah, I definitely believe so because sometimes age is the true um, way of finding out different things. When you're younger, you have no clue.
Absolutely, I
What's
believe
really
that too.
going on.
Oh man, we mess up so much, but I think that if you're blessed to get older,
Yeah.
I believe that it is a blessing to get older, but I also believe that they didn't put in the email that there are side effects to getting older. There are some things that they didn't tell you about that
Yeah,
you
the
have
aches
to,
and pains.
huh?
The aches and pains that come with.
That's right. That's exactly right. Like your vision starts to blur and all that good stuff. I'm like, wow, your hearing starts to, but I guess it's just part of life. Okay, one more. Let me see here. Are you a morning person or a night person?
I'm definitely a morning person. I rise with the sun.
Okay. Do you think that's an advantage?
I think so. I
I do
have more
too.
hours in the day. I just believe that more daytime. I mean, it's just the best for me.
Hmm.
Yeah, I have more energy. I mean, I can stay up at night, of course, but I prefer to move with the sun.
Okay, great. Okay, well, listen, it's been a pleasure talking to you. I really enjoyed this interview, and my goal is to do 50 interviews this year. I'm a little behind schedule right now, but I'm not really sweating that because I like to do 2 in a week. and catch it up pretty quickly. But before you leave, I'd like for you to share again your website and your contact information so people can contact you.
Okay. Thank you. Again, my name is Studio Steffanie, your wealth and wellness coach. And my telephone number is 678-330-8139. Again, that's 678-330-8139. And my website is studiosteffanie.com. And that is spelled STUDIOSTEFFANIE, studiosteffanie.com. Thank you.
Great, great. Okay, well, listen, I really appreciate you again, and you have a great rest of the afternoon or after the evening, okay?
Thank you. You too.
Okay.
I really appreciate you offering me this opportunity to speak on your platform.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, peace.